Now you can go.
Rachel, John Price of Beltway. Thank you so much for letting me come out to your company and show you this beautiful MV truck. So I'm with Beltway Companies. We have service locations all over the state of Maryland, body shop service as well. So we're certainly always there to help, even after potential sale. As well, International has facilities over 700 locations nationwide, and then as well in Canada. So there's always somewhere to take your truck for service afterwards. So this is the International MV. I'm super excited to show it to you. It's a brand new design. It just came out in 2019. It's based on International's new Driver First program, which is designed to take driver feedback in developing a truck that's comfortable for your drivers, that's something that's ergonomic, easy to drive, and most importantly, has maximum uptime. So it's on the road and you're able to deliver your produce and your fruits and vegetables to your valuable customers. So let's walk around. I want to show you on the outside first. One thing to notice is the huck bolt mounted frame. The huck bolts never need to be retorqued. They minimize vibration. So again, a smoother ride, a little more comfortable for your drivers when they're on the road. I know you mentioned you have, I think, a 15 truck fleet. And I think you said before when we talked you had sometimes issues keeping drivers. Was that some of the older? A
little bit turnover.
Yeah, some of the older Freightliners. So this truck could totally revolutionize your driver retention with your business. As well on the outside, as we move up to the front here, the cab will open the hood. One of the things that International helped develop is making a hood that is extremely easy to open, requiring just 12 pounds of force to open the hood.
Now would this be something I could open?
Absolutely, here, give it a try.
Okay.
That wasn't so tough. A little easier than those Freightliners, huh?
Definitely.
So, one thing you'll notice the ease of access to the engine bay. So, as you mentioned, I think you had said you do some minor repairs.
We do some light service.
Yeah, light servicing. So for minor things such as even like changing a light bulb, you have these waterproof caps here, very easy to untwist. Install a new light bulb, minimizes your downtime and keeps that truck on the road. All of the reservoirs are all translucent, so the drivers can easily see their fluid levels at any time, and just everything in the engine bay is extremely easy to access. It is available with two different Cummins engines. On this configuration, your 4x2 is usually going to have your Cummins B 6.7 engine rated between 200 to 350 horsepower, and then on the 6x4 configuration, you're going to have the Cummins L9, which is going to provide a little more horsepower and torque for a more heavier duty haul in case you had a refrigerator body hauling some really heavy fruits,
Gotcha.
Exotic fruits or something. So,
can you give me some information on the transmission?
Yes, so there's a variety of transmissions available. There's a standard Eaton Fuller manual transmission, but I know one thing with drivers is they like to drive automatics now, and so they have there's a variety of Allison transmissions available in automatics, and then your Eaton Fuller semi-automated manual transmissions as well. So all of those easy to drive and can be mated to the proper engine for what type you're hauling and what your needs are for your fleet. And I'll show you when we get in the cabin, there's an incredibly easy to use shifter that's very ergonomic for the driver. So one of the other things on the outside, we'll walk back around here. I want to take you to the driver's side. One thing of note, I know you had Freightliners, your M2s. The bumper is a one-piece design, which is a lot less costly to replace than the three-piece on the Freightliner M2. So just keeping that in mind. I know you're in the city a lot, your drivers are around there. One thing to note too, with doing deliveries in the city, the wheel cut on this is 50 degrees, so it offers one of the best-in-class turning radiuses of any medium-duty truck. So as we go around as well to the cab, notice like the handles are reinforced, real high quality there if you want to pull on that, just to feel how strong that is. They're also recessed a little in the door so they're not sticking out too far, helps minimize any damage. The mirror is an all new design, it's a one piece. Now this is an option, they do come standard with the C-pillar mirror as is on your older Internationals. But this model, the idea is it's a breakaway mirror design, and it has all the wirings in just one location, and the lenses are very easy to pop off and replace with just a simple tool. So again, very easy to do minor repairs and maintenance like you guys do with keeping that truck on the road. The steps here attached to the fuel tank, the design's been changed. It's more of a stair step design as opposed to a ladder, so the drivers feel a little more comfortable climbing into the cab, and they're also wider as well. One thing too with the cab is it's made of a high strength, low alloy, cold rolled steel, which basically means it's incredibly durable. It's all one piece. It minimizes vibrations and road noise, all to help your drivers, have a better ride.
What is my fuel tank
So this is a 70-gallon tank in the standard layout, and there are a ton of different options. You can have multiple fuel tanks and different positions for your battery boxes. International's designed this truck that we can spec it based on what you need for your company to add a variety of different things.
Okay.
So as well, here we'll open this up inside. Now, one huge change to this that you'll notice from the older Internationals that you had is based on driver feedback, they changed the door. It's all one piece now, one window, no more middle bar in there, a lot more visibility for the driver, so they can easily see out. It actually gives them about 15 degrees more of 15 degrees less of head tilt on the left side, and I noticed that from driving it up here today. With the traffic, it's definitely a lot easier. The windshield is a swept back design, has some of the best visibility in the class versus the competition. Really allows your drivers to see the road confidently and keep from being distracted. So what we're going to do is actually hop in the cab. I'm gonna invite you around to the passenger side here. I'll let you hop in this side. What? Now, normally I'd have you sit here, but I wanted to go over some of these features with you. We can certainly switch back. But so the entire interior of this truck, virtually everything in here, has been changed for the new model. All of this based on driver feedback. All things that are taken into account to give you drivers that are going to want to drive this truck, that are going to enjoy it, and providing the most comfortable interior of any medium-duty truck out there. So starting with the steering wheel's all new 4-piece design. It's got a standard cluster pod over here with your cruise control. There are options as well to add radio controls and Bluetooth. This specific model has a radio with Bluetooth as well in it with a USB port. All of the controls are designed, they're laser etched. They're designed to never wear, help with resale value, but also your drivers can see them in any type of lighting conditions. And when they wear heavy gloves for the winter, or they're delivering like refrigerated vegetables, things that are really cold, these are designed for gloves. So it makes it really easy for them to operate all the controls without having to take off their gloves. The shifter, this is the standard, the T-mounted shifter. Again, very easy for a driver to change his gears without taking his eyes off the road in the drive, neutral, or reverse position. The parking brake release is located very easy on the front of the dash. As well, there's a variety of options for additional switches to add. So for your reefer box, you can add your switch controls here for those. Actually, you can take up to 30 switches on the body, or sorry, on the dash. USB ports made its way into the MV, which hasn't been there before. I think you probably know most of your drivers use smartphones, tablets. They have things like that where they're able to charge those easily without having to fumble with other things. Cup holders, they redesigned the inside of the door panel, so not only is the strong door handle designed to be easily able, if they're wearing heavy gloves, to open and close, but it's designed as a grab handle. They can actually use this to help access the cab easier. And cup holders are conveniently placed in the door handles before. Those were not there previously or were an option, and they're in a perfect spot to be able to reach a drink without taking your eyes off the road. Also, based on driver feedback, they moved the air horn up here in the A-pillar. Just again, sounds based where drivers wanted it. The Bluetooth control, or Bluetooth speakers up in the A-pillar, which provides remarkable clarity for calls. I experienced that this morning, where I was told it sounded better than one of my cars, so definitely nice. But one of the biggest changes that drivers are going to love is the new gauge cluster. This specific MV has the optional premium cluster. Now, if you'll notice, this looks a lot like clusters that you're seeing in some of your more modern cars. It's got a digital display as well. All the most important gauges are right up top, where the driver can see their air pressure, fuel gauge, and water temperature gauge, depth fluid as well. Through this little control stalk here, the driver can switch between their gas mileage. They can see instant fuel economy, so I know that's important to you, and the drivers can actually track that as they're driving. And as well, they can see their digital speedometer. You can also customize this to put any gauge that driver wants where it needs to be on that digital screen. So for each driver, they can always see where their voltage is, where everything is at any time. The whole idea of this is it gives them better feedback as to how the truck's performing and can identify problems before they happen. As well, based on driver feedback over here, your switch plate's underneath this flat panel. Now, if you notice, that flat panel's there for drivers to do paperwork. Inevitably, they're probably going to put a drink on there, so if it spills, it's water sealed, so it's not going to ruin your switch plate back from there. So as well, LED lighting is standard. So again, one less little thing to have to worry about, an interior bulb going out on a night delivery. LEDs last practically forever, and it provides better visibility. as well. One thing we did keep from the previous generation was the overhead storage pockets based on driver feedback with the nice netting, allows them to store a variety of devices in there. So, but again, all the switches, like you see, we have our power mirror switches. Everything's all laser etched, just all designed for drivers to interact with that. And as well, inside the floor is nice and low and flat floor that really allows for maximum comfort. Plus, versus the competition, especially the Freightliner, there's over 30 inches of legroom. There's class-leading interior space and comfort for the passengers, such as the addition of the HVAC vent here in the middle for a middle passenger, and even better for those deliveries when it gets really cold, your windshield fogs up. The International MV has the best-in-class clearing of the windshield, and I think they're tested 30 minutes time to clear the windshield 100%, and no competitor can come close to that. So it's definitely something that'll help keep that truck up and keep it up on the road.
Give me an idea what kind of cabs I have.
Yes, so there are three different cab sizes. We're in the standard cab, the day cab, the 2 doors. There's an extended cab option, and then a full crew cab option as well with 4 doors. Okay. So all those can be ordered to your needs for your company. You have a delivery where it requires a lot of guys.
We do some farm stands and things like that where we set up in produce markets. So I may need to have a bigger crew, and I may sit it idle for a little bit longer. So I want it to be comfortable in the cab for them, and make sure that I have enough.
Well, there's no doubt that's awesome. So, and there's no doubt that the MV is the most comfortable truck in its class, and with those options, we definitely can spec one. It's totally suited to your business. So.
Any ideas on warranties? Anything as far as, since I want to only do light service myself?
Yeah.
What do I have?
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, we do have a variety of extended plans and coverages available that can cover everything on the truck, or especially your heavy items that are encountering the most stress in the truck. Our finance manager Jamie would be happy to speak with you about the details of those. I can get all that.
What's my standard warranty?
Standard warranty is a 2-year unlimited mileage warranty on the engine and drive. So.
Perfect. Thanks. I look forward to doing business with you in the future.
Yeah, awesome.
It's good to me.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Sean.